I want to just talk to you guys about this. Okay. The real red pill. Okay. The real red pill, which is death. You guys, a lot of you gentlemen, a lot of you people in general, women, men, you guys just don't seem to get that you're going to die. Like, some of you guys really don't think that's going to happen. And it is. I'll tell you something that happens when you get everything that you want, right? I'm a man. This message here is mainly for men. What do men usually want, right? Men want money in large amounts. And then I'm not saying millions and millions and millions, but enough to cover your life expenses, give you that peace of mind, and kind of give you that, I don't have to worry about anything right now, right? That's typically what men want. And the second thing they want is pussy. Abundance of pussy, knowing that I can get it, I can keep it, and if it does go away, I can replace it, right? Well, as a man who has achieved both of those things in great multitudes, allow me to give you a spoiler alert, right? When you achieve those things, you don't have to go to work. You don't have to go and jerk off to porn. You don't have to watch YouTube videos on how to get girls, right? When you get to the point that getting girls is so easy that it's boring, okay? When all of that happens, a wild thing does happen. And you begin to realize that no matter what, your inevitable doom just becomes so palpable to you. And it really sinks in. I get hardcore existential crises when I watch space movies and when I ride airplanes. And sometimes I just recently watched Moonfall. Great movie, by the way. I love that movie. I watched Moonfall on the way to Saudi Arabia. And boy, oh boy, did that send me into quite the existential crisis. Right? Because we got to think about the big picture, right? Let's really do a deep dive here. Say you do live forever, right? So now here we are. Now you're living forever. Well, guess what? Eventually, the resources on Earth are going to run out, and we're all going to die. We're going to run out of a place to live. Okay? And then, right? What do we do next? We can get in a spaceship. And then we just go someplace. Where are we going? Boldly, where no man has gone before. What the fuck do we go? Do we find other life? Do we somehow find another planet with water on it? Do we travel to the edge of this galaxy? Do we travel to the edge of this universe? Right? What really lies there? So you kind of get in this paradox of existence. But you do have to realize that the walls of your existence are slowly closing in on you. This doesn't really start to hit you until, like, I would say your late 20s, right? And, you know, as you get older, it does get heavier. This is why you see a lot of people kind of become more religious later in life, right? This is why the majority of people who are involved in religion in the planet are women. I used to have a friend, Tim. He's still with us, but he's out there. He was like one of the most alpha male dudes I ever met in my life. His name was Tim Long. And, he had done a couple tours overseas, and he told me, religion's for weak people. It's for people who can't handle the fact that we don't know what happens after we die, and most likely it's nothing. The good thing about death is just you go to sleep, you don't wake up, so you don't feel anything. You can't really perceive the fact that you're dead. However, it is terrifying to know that you're just going to shut off and everything you know is going to come to a screeching halt permanently, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's going to happen to your mom. It's going to happen to your dad. It's going to happen to your dog. It's going to happen to your cat. It's going to happen to you. It's going to happen to everybody you love, your children. No matter what, you can't escape it. And I think a lot of people try to escape that uncomfortable reality. I think a lot of people try to run from it. But what can you do, right? And the thing is, this should motivate you. You should stare this in the face. You should look it boldly in its eyes and realize that literally nothing you do matters at all, negative or positive. So you might as well take a ton of action in the direction of the life of your dreams. You also need to be smart. You need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of your body. You need to be careful what you put into your body, through your mouth, through your nose, through drugs, whatever your poison is. You got to take care of it because you can't just fix everything. When you're younger, you can bounce back and stuff like that. When you start to get older, man, can't fix everything. Can't do it all. Right? So I just ask you guys, like, have you really sat down and thought this through? Okay. Have you sat down? Have you danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? Have you had a near-death experience? I talk often about the medical procedures I had done. I had under my eyes done. They liposuction fat out of my thigh and put them in me. Look at this. My beautiful dark circles are gone. Sayonara, motherfucker. You got money. You can do a lot of things. You can buy the ugly away. I did liposuction. They had to do a surgery to remove my wisdom tooth that was ruined by that other psychotic Japanese doctor. And every time I'm laying on that emergency room table, in that operating room, it's cold. You just see those 3 lights above you. They inject you with the anesthesia. It's this milky-like substance. And you just watch the anesthesia come down the tube. And as it comes down the tube, it goes slowly, slowly, slowly into your body. And then it feels a little cold because it's liquid. That's room temperature most likely, or chilled a little bit. And then you get a warm, kind of fuzzy sensation. And you ask the doctor, what's going to happen? And boom, lights out. You don't even see it coming. You wake up confused, covered in blood or in pain, in another room. You skip time. That's death. That's death simulation. Okay? And then, in addition to that, A lot of people, it's funny when you start to think about death and you start to reflect on it. A lot of people, what do? Grab their phone, start looking for answers. Is God real? What happens when we die? Is Jesus real? If you're in the Middle East, is Allah real? If you're in India, is reincarnation real? If you're in Japan, is Pokemon Heaven real? Right? You know, there's just there's endless cope out there. But it's the end of the line, boys. Ladies too. Shout out to my ladies in the chat. So I just ask you, what's terrifying than death? It's literally the most terrifying thing, right? When you have these near-death experiences or near-death moments in life, what do? You quickly want to call somebody you love. Hey, Mom, I just want to tell you I love you. Appreciate you so much, right? You're seeking love. You're seeking, adoration. You're seeking comfort in the form of chemicals in your head, right?